Formula 1 turns to Monaco. Now, for the 6th round of the 2019 season. The main new being after Renault, Carlsberg, BMW and Williams took major advantage of aero regulations, all other teams except the Mercedes teams of Mercedes and Force One are taking advantage of new aero regulations. Mercedes said they did not want. Mercedes say that upgrades had not been working at all with their car and had to stick with the heavier chassis. Subsequently, Mercedes announced they'd be putting Force One up for sale in order to progress themselves in R&D. Subsequently, meaning Force One will disappear from the grid at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Red Bull delayed an aero upgrade until the Austrian Grand Prix, citing problems with the Honda engine. Honda hadn't done a very good job this season of providing at Red Bull with an upgrade, especially the fact that two engine upgrades that were supposed to come early in the season had failed quality control testing. Red Bull, however, said they would welcome them and Toro Rosso's upgrade for their home Austrian Grand Prix in Austria. So, moving to the grid for today's Monaco Grand Prix, and Pierre Gasly takes pole for Renault, just 7/100ths faster than Lewis Hamilton. Ferrari showing they still have the pace. Charles Leclerc starts P3, annoyed to be behind his teammate, and Peter Hampson starts a career best P4 round at Monaco. Carlsberg, BMW going very well. P5 shows Red Bull do have what it takes if they had the engine. Verstappen starts there. P6 for Daniel Ricciardo, showing the McLaren also has some pace around here. Red Bull of Van Dorn starts 7th, and Valtteri Bottas is the first Mercedes down in 8th, showing another good job for him compared to teammate Vettel, who only starts down in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is Kevin Magnussen in his Carlsberg BMW car. Outside the top 10, Sergio Perez for Williams struggling around here, as they said they would, with this not being a good track, and Nico Hülkenberg as well, struggling with the track. Carlos Sainz starts 13th, not getting his best at McLaren. Antonio Giovinazzi starts in P14. Good job for the Alfa Romeo. Danny Kvyat starts P15 ahead of a disappointed Nico Rosberg, who couldn't get the tyre to switch on at all for his Williams. Pascal Wehrlein starts 17th for Toro Rosso, and George Russell starts 18th for Force One. And on the back row is Ocon, and somehow Raikkonen is there, despite the fact the two cars ahead of him are considerably heavier. So hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of Final Fantasy Formula 1 2019 I should say, but I'm from the 2000s. I grew up in the 2000s, born in the 90s, so yes, on to this episode here in Monaco. We've qualified, somehow managed to qualify P4, though it is a wet Grand Prix. Qualifying was dry, so yes, here we are in Monaco, circuit that I've only ever done well on F1 2014, the game, in F1 1986.
Okay, don't try anything silly into one. It's going to be crazy in there. Just do your best to stay out of trouble.
Okay, so some words from Jeff there. Of course, we'll try and stay out of trouble, but it is. I mean, it's a monsoon. It's the wettest race since 1984. That's what's happened. I mean, when it back then, they had to walk the tunnel as the people in the camera crew. They just don't need to coat, do they? To get ready for 5 red lights. I'm sure Verstappen will go, and it's an absolutely dreadful start already. We cover the inside and to cut Verstappen off. Can we get Leclerc up the inside? No, we can't. Leclerc and Hamilton will go side by side with each other going up the hill. There seems to be a lot we seem to have built a gap over the Red Bulls behind us. Who in turn seem to have got Ricardo on the start after poor start as Leclerc. He's having a look around the outside of Hamilton going to Kino. That's a little bit of contact between the two Ferraris as Leclerc now moves into second place. Hamilton back down to third, the reigning world champion for Ferrari. Verstappen now closes up onto us as we have to take a slightly avoiding action to move on to the end of lap 2. You can see the Ferraris and Gasly are already building a gap. That Renault, of course, looking good from pole position. And now we have the two Red Bulls and the Williams of Perez to contend with, and of course Bottas. And I'm just telling Jeff to shut up because he has too many updates these days. As we come through the tunnel now, see what happens to Verstappen. Is Verstappen going to? No, he's not. Something's happened there. I think Van Dorn has actually got ahead of Verstappen on the exit. See what happened here. So, obviously we're going a little bit slow because Red Bull's got better Sasha. He just gets overwhelmed through that exit, and Van Dorn just goes sailing through. Now jumping to lap 8 now. We go on board with Daniel Ricciardo, who's definitely with a dry setup because he's got the rest of the field behind him. We are pulling away from him in about a second a lap. Into lap 11 now. Van Dorn is going to go try and go past us in his Red Bull, although we are going to break down the inside of turn 1 and maintain P4. Hamilton, the Ferraris and Gasly, have sailed off into the sunset as we move to lap 19 now. That's, yes, lap 19. Please bear with. The opening, this race will get better, trust me, as we come in for our one only stop onto another set of wets. I mean, why not? I mean, Van Dorn is with us as well. We're going to get out ahead of Van Dorn comfortably. We unfortunately have used all our fuel. I don't know what it is, but in Grand Prix mode, the fuel is heavier. I don't know if anybody else is having this problem. If you race in Grand Prix mode, as I am now, you use up more fuels. We're down to about 10 as we're trying to get ahead of Van Dorn, and we do so. Verstappen and Bottas coming out the pits, and we go down to lean with about 0.1 of a lap of fuel over what we need to get to the finish line. As you can see there on the mini-map, that's the queue that Daniel Ricciardo has formed. As we're looking on board now with the rear of the race leader, Pierre Gasly, who is coming up into some lap traffic. That's how far he was ahead. That's how it's bad. Everybody's getting slowed up here, as we seem to have some retirements in the race. Notice we've gone down to 17. We'll get a replay in a minute of what happened. We'll see if Van Dorn. Perez has seemed to have dropped back. I'm not sure what happened to him in the pit stop. But Hamilton is some 20 seconds ahead of us right now. Well, 19 is, he just crossed the line. I think he was 20, but I think he's got... Oh, there was definitely some debris going up the hill. Danny Kvyat, the Torpedo. Nico Rosberg is out. Okay. So let's see what happened here. Kvyat, he's got blue flags on the Ferrari. Oh, hang on. Let's go on board. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. And then they collected signs of no chance. But they're just gentle tap, and then Leclerc gets to watch the carnage. And also, while that was happening, this is our teammate Kevin Magnussen and Pierre Gasly, who are having a little bit of contact there. Yes, yeah, you just heard that. And Gasly lost a little bit of his front wing, which is interesting because how is he gonna carry on? As I hit the wall there. And we make contact now with Van Dorn, and I think Van Dorn has lost a little bit of his front wing. We got a warning, a collision. We're trying to defend our position. As you can see, we're trying to catch up to the Ferraris. So yes, these tyres are very new though. But you can see there, moving to a lap later now, we've distinctly pulled ahead of Van Dorn. I don't know why. If I was Van Dorn, look, you can either come in and hit for a new front wing, or he can just let Verstappen go and hold up Bottas. As we close up now to some back markers, I should point out the Ferraris and Gasly have cleared this group. This is the back marker group now, and first up is Kimi Raikkonen in an Alfa Romeo car. As Jeff tries to deliver us a message in the tunnel, of course, though the tunnel doesn't have any reception. So yes, that's Raikkonen got past, which is good. You can see Ricciardo's down in P15. He started in the top 10. This was supposed to be a good thing as we go around the outside of Pascal Wehrlein though. The German isn't going to give up though. So yes, we're going to have to see him getting. He's not actually slowing down. And he's got a Honda engine in the back of there. I don't. As we go around the outside now, can we make this work? Yes, just about. As we move up to Daniel Ricciardo now. He's the next man to be lapped, who kindly lets us go past on the edge of the tunnel. Moving up now to Antonio Giovinazzi. George Russell is the man who's holding everybody up here in this little train. So we're going to go down the inside of Giovinazzi into Sandevot, and we'll try and get Russell now on the pit straight. Let's see if we do get Russell on the pit straight. We've got a little bit of fuel to play with, and Russell actually slows down a lot and allows Giovinazzi to follow through, which is a mistake. So yes, it didn't take long. Giovinazzi, of course, actually kept with us, so fair play to the Alfa Romeo guys. They're actually starting to get some good upgrades in, unlike the Force one ahead of us. We got now. You remember a couple of laps ago, Hamilton was 19 seconds ahead. Van Dorn, we've opened the gap of 17.5 seconds out of Van Dorn. We set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1:27 in the wet. That's not too bad. But we've caught up to Esteban Ocon. He needs to move out the way into the hairpin, which we just about get around in first gear, although we do lose out a little bit of time to Hamilton. But we'll gain that back anyway, because I'm not sure how the Ferraris are not in behind us, because Lewis Hamilton now is the next car. We've clawed back 20 seconds on the Ferraris and this lead group. We go back down the inside to Raskas and take P3 away from Hamilton. Down the inside now, Nico Hülkenberg following lap 34, 5 laps left to go. We could be on for the win here. Leclerc and Hamilton have done nothing. Next up is Magnussen, who's going to get lapped. Unfortunately, he does the same as Russell, but he'll have to get that thing. I think Hülkenberg may have a penalty though, which might help. As we're coming up now to second place, Pierre Gasly. 1, 2, 3 are this close. Down the inside, squeezed by Leclerc there, but we've made it through. Up into P2, only one man leaves. As we take a little bit of curbing now, maybe this is going to close it down. We're going to have to go into we're going to go into rich mix. No, we're not. We're going to defend and close Gasly off. Can we now get Pierre Gasly up to Casino now, closing into him, up to lap 37, down the inside to Raskas, down the inside, and that is for the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix.
Great maneuver. You made it look easy.
What on earth happened? Why? Gasly clearly had front wing damage. We've opened the 3-second gap as we on our Sunday drive mode now, as we're going towards the race. Finally, I've won at Monaco, and it's not because all the cars crashed out. So P1. Gasly, what on earth happened to Pierre Gasly? I don't know how either he didn't manage to either come in the pits or drive so slowly. I mean, I know it's Monaco, but still, I don't know how the Ferraris managed to get round it, not get past him. And you saw Hamilton, and he lapped Hulkenberg and Magnussen. So, yes, Verstappen best the rest P5 after Bottas P6. They both got that past Van Dorn off screen. Perez 8th. Vettel is a very quiet 9th, and our teammate rounds out the top 10. In terms of the outside the top 10, Ocon, Giovinazzi, although I don't think he could get past Ocon in the end. Hulkenberg had a 5-second penalty, which gave Magnussen that final point. Verline, a good result, especially with Raikkonen ahead of Raikkonen, and also ahead of Ricciardo, who had a shocking Grand Prix with Russell finishing last, Sainz, Rosberg and Kvyat not finishing. So, in terms of the drivers, we shoot up, as does Gasly. Not really much changes at the top. Leclerc still leads from Perez, from Bottas and Hamilton, Vettel, but we shoot up to P6, ahead of Ricciardo, who failed to score. Gasly moves into P8, and there, of course, now is a bigger gap down to Van Dorn and Hulkenberg, although Hulkenberg would have improved should he have not really had a poor race. In terms of the constructors, it's very close in the midfield, not so much the Ferrari, Mercedes and Williams, but then between ourselves, Carlsberg, BMW, Red Bull, Renault and McLaren, there's only 11 points, so it's anyone's game for that midfield fight, depending on what upgrades people bring in the future. Obviously, Force 1, Alfa Romeo and Toro Rosso have yet to score a point, although hopefully that will change. I have recorded away up to episode 10. So yes, I'm confident we'll get this series completed. Well, maybe not well before, but at least a week. Hopefully the week before I'm starting to edit the other episodes as well. In advance of doing the other stuff like the grids, pictures, which I apologise for the typos and stuff that I sort of rushed this. I had to rush this episode, and obviously the stuff at the end with the standings. But the stuff in the middle about all the races stuff can be edited. I've started to edit that stuff. I've already got episode 7 completely edited in that terms. So yes, I am over the moon that I've managed to win at Monaco. If you're a noob like me, you know how hard it is to win at Monaco against the AI. It's not very easy. Some of the other YouTubers think it's easy because the AI are slightly difficult. But the problem is that if you put a foot wrong, you've got a wall or something can go wrong, and the pace isn't there. Usually, if you watch my career modes, you know that I don't really do well at Monaco in the past. But so yes. Absolutely thrilled to get my second victory in this series after, of course, winning in 2017 in Austria. So yes, just 2 bits of F1 2018 news I'm going to lap onto this video. I will probably add them I will mention them in the next F1 2019 game news video. But the first one is there's rumours coming out they're going to lock ballast out of the setups. Which I think most people use 7 or 8, but it would be nice to be able to have the option to move it about and have a party mode with 1 ballast or 11, and watch you try and get around with that. And the second bit of news is that for Formula 2, there's only going to be 3 scenario modes for career mode. That's it. It's not going to be a full season as we wanted, but so that's a little bit disappointed. But I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you see more episodes of Final Fantasy F1. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.